Yo, pretty excited about this next block, guys. Well done on all the heavy lifts, especially them front squats. Really cool to see some big lifts. And I'm really pumped about what we've got coming up for the next 8 or 9 weeks. So we're going to call this block the Need for Speed, mainly due to the theme of the Ducks Weightlifting Club doing a lot of speed squats and a lot of explosive stuff. So that's going to be really cool to see. Just a quick little overview of what we're going to do, then I'll get into the week. Basically, we're just going to take everything that we've gained from all them front squats and apply that into some training now. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if them front squats pay off into them heavier workouts. Not only that, we're going to be playing with some really cool, sexy, longer complexes that we're actually going to be starting that off on Monday. I'll talk about that in a second. These longer complexes are really good for both beginners and advanced people. Basically, with the beginners, the movements will just kind of like layer on top of each other. So just the ability to hold onto the bar longer, you're getting that neurological adaptation, and you're going to be able to just build that confidence by just holding on to doing more reps and building that repetition. For the advanced crew, obviously you're going to be under a little bit more fatigue than the beginners because you're going to have some significant load on the bar. So we're trying to strive for really perfect positions under them longer barbell complexes. Typically we used to like ones, twos, or maybe a triple on the barbell, but when we're doing heaps of reps, maybe it's like 5, 7, 8 reps on that barbell, the grip management is going to be key. Bracing is going to be very important, and just trying to maintain perfect positions and not getting sloppy or finding excuses to like letting something slip. Hit 2 benchmark workouts this block. One's going to be a really classic female benchmark workout. I'm really excited about this. This is one of my faves. And the other one's going to be a hero workout. We've done this one before. It's not your typical Murph hero workout. It's going to be a really cool heavy barbell and gymnastics slog. We've done it before, and it was great vibes at the time, so I'm really looking forward to that workout. What I'm most excited about for this block as well is have progressively harder EMOMs throughout the weeks. We all know the feeling that we get when we hit that 32-minute EMOM. We're going to finish with a 40-minute EMOM, and it's going to be brutal, but if we can just build a little bit of confidence doing a couple of EMOMs throughout the training block. They're not going to be the exact same EMOM every single time, so we'll be mixing up the stimulus and mixing up the movements and all that. I just wanted to highlight on Thursdays, we're going to be playing with technique WOD. Just kind of like come up with that as an opportunity to build at least 15 to 20 minutes of just dedicated technique work into our classes. Typically, they don't work quite well on like a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. It's the start of the week. People just want to like come in and work their ass off. I find come Thursday, if we've got something to work on, maybe it's like pull-ups or toes to bar or muscle-ups or handstands or something, but we're going to have like a dedicated 15-20 minutes most Thursdays just to like knuckle down on one movement. Let's say we're doing pull-ups, for example. Even if you can do pull-ups, that doesn't mean that you're too good enough for this. We can always put the microscope on, we can get the cameras out, have a look at your efficiency, rather than just be like, oh yeah, I can do a kipping pull-up, it's all good. Maybe we can, delve into the butterfly pull-ups, and I know we can always be better, and from there it can be a chest to bar butterfly pull-up. So there'll just be a little bit something in there for everyone, and it's really important to just sort of challenge yourself with these skills as well. And then Thursdays will typically just be that like really simple conditioning stuff. So we'll keep it simple, we'll get sweaty though, and you'll finish the day off with a pretty good workout. Ducks burn will still be continuing. It's not going to be every day. It's just going to be on them days that we might have some like heavy lifts first and then like a shorter workout. So just check ducks burn from time to time, and feel like the workout's pretty short, there's probably a ducks burn in there as well. So just head upstairs if you don't want to do any lifting and you just want to like get in there and do like a 25 to 30 minute workout. Every second Wednesday we're going to be hitting some back squats 5x5 at the beginning, and that's going to tie up really nicely with the ducks weightlifting. If you're interested in squatting even more than that, then you're welcome to follow the ducks weightlifting track. It's going to be there and it's going to be open for everyone. I find that we're just programming for the general pop with all the squatting we're going to be doing in the WODs. Heavy front squats every fortnight should be pretty appropriate to maintain. On Fridays we're going to be just dabbling in some bodybuilding type stuff, so we'll be alternating between bench press and bent over rows. There'll be sets of 10. 3 sets of 10. And the point here is just to like actually just build some musculature around the chest and around the back and around the shoulders. And that's going to help when we do, kipping pull-ups, and when we do muscle ups and we do handstand walks. We've just got that musculature and strength throughout our whole shoulders, and that's going to really benefit us going into the future. This week we have on Monday, like I said, that barbell complex. So we're going to be alternating between clean and jerk and snatch. Week 1, day 1 is going to be clean and jerk. So this is going to be awesome. We've got 7 sets. We're going to build up over our 7 sets. We're going to do 1 clean pull, 1 power clean, 1 hang squat clean, 1 front squat, and 1 jerk, split jerk or push jerk, completely up to you. You can see how these movements just kind of like layer on top of each other. So the clean pull is just going to help promote that first and second pull off the ground, forces you to be patient, forces you to keep that chest over the bar, and you can, without actually having to clean, you can think about what your feet are doing as well and focusing on that balance point. From there, you're going to turn that into a power clean, which should, just sort of like carry over into that hang squat clean, front squat, and jerk. These are going to get a little bit more challenging every second week, so make sure you log your scores and you can, progress there. Bleeding Gums Murphy.
I tell you when I've had enough.
I wonder if you can guess the theme of this month's block. So we're going to go every minute on the minute for 12 minutes. We're going to alternate between calories on any machine and bar facing burpees. Pretty simple. You're going to do 6 rounds on each, alternating each, obviously. And the intention here is just to try to hold the same number across all intervals, so across all 12 intervals. And if you don't really know what you're looking at, just start with about 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, and then try and maintain that. If you're a little bit nervous, try 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and try and maintain that. Bar facing burpees is going to be something that we want to highlight as well. That being pretty popular in the CrossFit Open and other competitions, that we want to just focus on a really efficient way to get up and over the bar. It's such a big movement in itself, so you want to make sure that you're deliberate with your feet, jumping with both feet, landing with both feet, and you're just spinning in the air, and you'll find that it's 10 times easier if you're really efficient with that bar facing burpee. So we might practice that just before we start that EMOM. On Tuesday we have Reverend Lovejoy.
It's all over, people. We don't have a prayer.
This workout was given to me by Billy. It's his creation, actually. I told him we'll pencil it in, and it looks pretty sick. 4 rounds. Each round's going to be for time. You got 50 dubs, 25 toes to bar, 5 wall walks, 25 wall ball shots, and 50 dubs to finish. You're going to rest 3 minutes. You're going to do that 4 times. That might be a lot for some people, so maybe just consider doing 3 times. Alternatively, rather than doing 3 rounds, you do 4 rounds, but just drop them numbers down a little bit, like 30, 15, 3, 15, 30. For the compete crew, I believe you need to be doing them wall balls unbroken. On Wednesday, we're going to do them maintenance back squats, like I said. So 5x5, they're all going to be at 60%. Don't get carried away. Just hold 60%, and let's rest no more than 2 or 3 minutes between each set. And just whenever it's lighter like this, focus on control down and stand up really fast through that sticking point. That's where you can build that aggression and violence through the whole. By the way, sign up to our Ducks vs Cartel comp. It's going to be absolutely fire. Dr. Hibbert. We got 3 rounds, partner workout. In pairs, you're just going to do 3 rounds for time. We're going to run together 400 meters, 50 box jump overs. You're going to split that up over you and your partner, and you're going to do 20 dumbbell synchro snatches. That should be a fun workout. Nothing too crazy on this day. Like I said, Thursday, we're going to be playing with that technique WOD. So just to start off the week, start off this whole block, we're going to be just doing pull-ups. We're going to be touching on a couple of different things. Strict pull-ups, kipping pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups. Also note as well, and I touched on this last week, just because a workout says pull-ups doesn't mean it's supposed to be butterfly pull-ups or kipping pull-ups. So when you see the workout Murph, for example, obviously you want to be doing butterfly or kipping pull-ups. You want to kind of like increase that work capacity. But it doesn't say kipping pull-ups in Murph. It just says pull-ups. So the pull-up standard is completely up to you. As long as that chin goes over the bar, that's what we want in a pull-up. So when we program pull-ups, and if it doesn't specifically say strict pull-ups, then a pull-up is just the chin over the bar, and it's what works best for you. And I know some people just hate and despise and don't really want to touch a butterfly pull-up. And I know other people that just they just rock on the strict, and they're old school, and they just want to get strong, and they just want to do strict pull-ups. Obviously, they might need to change the volume in some workouts, but you find that you just get better and better at pull-ups if you don't always just do the same variation every single time. So last week when we were doing that workout with pull-ups in it, I just suggested to the class, hey, just try something a little bit different. Maybe try butterfly if you never do butterfly. Try strict if you're really good with your pull-ups. And most people are like, oh, why would I do strict when I can go faster the other way? It's like, well, what's the point? I mean, is the point to go really fast today, or is the point to just maybe get strong? I didn't necessarily say the point was to go as fast as possible. So just keep that in mind when we do program pull-ups. It's not always butterfly pull-ups, it has to be butterfly pull-ups. That being said, if you don't do butterfly pull-ups, maybe, and you can do multiple kipping pull-ups, maybe today would be a good opportunity to practice them butterfly pull-ups. Barney Gumble. 3 rounds each for time. You're just going to pick 2 machines and hit them designated distances. We want to see one machine straight into the other machine, then rest. Try and pick 2 different machines every single round. If you want an extra challenge and if you got the time, do a 4th round. Really good opportunity to just keep the lungs churning and get them legs burning on the bike or whatever it is. And you'll probably feel better on Friday for it. Like I said, we got that bodybuilding stuff, so we're going to do 3 sets of 10 bench press. Completely up to you today. I'd love to just see, at least on the first week, no fails. So try and hit 3 consistent sets of 10. You can obviously increase the weight as well if you want over the 3 sets, but I'd hate for you to just try and find a 10 rep max and only get 7 reps on that last set. Then you're not actually doing them 30 reps and you're not going to get as much out of it as those that are doing all 30 reps. So maybe just be a little bit conservative today, and you can start conservative, add a little bit of weight, add a little bit more weight, but I'd love to see just 3 sets of 10 and no fails today. Mo Sislak.
I thought someone with 2 wives would be happy.
No, you're thinking of someone with 2 knives.
I gotta tell you, this is pretty terrific. Yeah.
20-minute AMRAP. We got 20 V-ups, 20 dumbbell floor press, and 20-meter sandbag carry as heavy as fucking possible. We don't touch on these movements very often, especially the V-ups and the dumbbell floor press. Most people would consider a V-up more like a scaling option to a toes to bar or something. I've ripped my hands, I've got to get on the ground and do V-ups or something. But they actually popped up in the quarterfinals and they took a lot of people by surprise. And if they can really dial in the judging component of the V-up, then I find that we might start to see a little bit more of that stuff in competitions, maybe in the open. It might just trickle down from quarterfinals into the open, so keep that in mind. They're going to get very challenging as well. So maybe start with a big set, but then you might just need to be going down to 5s, potentially even 3s. They are brutal. With the floor press, the range of motion is a little bit shorter, so you'll actually get stuck by your elbows hitting the floor. So you'll find that you can actually do really big sets there. We want to see 2 dumbbells and still make sure your elbows don't flare out to the side. With the sandbag carry, obviously if it's too light, you're just going to knock out 20 meters very, very, very quickly. So pick the heaviest sandbag you can, so you don't get back to do a billion rounds. I know this is going to be strange, guys, but on Saturday, we're walking down to the park and we're going to pick up, I'm thinking a little dead ball, and we're going to sprint 200 meters as hard as you can. You're going to rest as needed, and you're going to do that 10 times. This hopefully can feel like a little bit of a throwback to our Toowong days, and I know it's no sexy heavy barbell and it's no crazy ass gymnastics, but with the CrossFit Games coming up, this is the type of stuff that throw people out a lot because they're expecting all these crazy sexy workouts and then they just have to run up a hill. So with this, I just find that you get a lot of bang for your buck for something like this. 1, you're going into that really uncomfortable zone. 2, we're getting out of the gym and hopefully getting some sun on our face. 3, you're probably going to pull up relatively okay. You might have some tight hamstrings, more so if we were sprinting without any weight. It'll really apply well to if you play any sports. So if you play football, or if you play netball, or if you go surfing, just doing this type of stuff out in the real world, running with an object, you'll find that the carryover into sport is really good. This type of WOD. So I'd love to see a big turnout for something as simple as this. I know it's not super sexy, but please show up. It'll be good. That would be the end of the week. Really looking forward to it. Let's get it, team.